Come on in, come on in, come on in. It is your guy, Coach Reg. Welcome, Lounge. Happy Friday to everyone. Welcome back. It's going to be an exciting show. I see you coming on. I hope that you accepted the permissions that Facebook asked so we can see your name. If you didn't, that's okay. But just know that we'll see Facebook user and we'll definitely answer your questions as best we can. But yeah, this is going to be a great show. I believe a lot of people are excited about it. I'm excited, and I know the guests are excited as well. So a little bit about me. Many of you know I'm Coach Reg, founder of Are You Coached, a relationship coaching platform geared toward helping individuals identify, participate, strengthen, and sustain healthy relationships. I'm also the founder of Sip and Chill with Coach Reg, which is also a virtual interactive lounge where members learn to start, strengthen, and sustain healthy relationships. Hey, Bernice. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday, ladies. Welcome back to the lounge. Happy you are here. Yeah, this is going to be an awesome conversation. You may remember some weeks ago, Karan had asked what were the coordinates to these good men. And I assured her that we do exist and that they are out there. And I'm excited to have two of many of those good men here with us today in the lounge. And I'm going to bring them on in a moment. But I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share with you. We are as well. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? Welcome. And also, just to kind of help you understand, what we're going to cover. You may recall earlier this week, some of you have seen the questions that were posted. If you had an audience of men who were willing to listen, what would you tell them and what would you ask them? Okay. And so we're going to cover those things. And that's I want to begin the conversations for men and women to have healthy, constructive conversations that we can hear each other, right? Because sometimes things get lost, they may get missed because of how we communicate. And if we miss that mark, then how valuable can get lost. Okay, so we'll probably touch on some of those kinds of things today. It could come up in your questions. So I do hope you have them prepared in addition to what we are going to cover. Okay, so just some ground rules, and feel free, relax. If you don't have your beverage, you might want to get one. I have mine, but it's not for show because I probably will need that puppy while we get into this, but this is going to be great. So again, I'm Coach Reg, and to those who have not accepted the Facebook permissions to allow StreamYard to get you in, we can't see your name, but that's okay. If we see your question or your comment, we will do our best to address it. So with that shared, let me bring on my guests. First is John Honeyblue. I told you these are sharp brothers and they can tell you a little bit about themselves. And Carlton Shaw. Welcome them to the lounge officially as guests. I'm going to bring them into the stream. You're going to see them come on shortly. And here comes John and here comes Carlton. All right. What's up, fellas? How we doing today?
Doing well.
Good. We got audio?
Yes, sir. We got audio. We have audio, and you have your beverages, I see.
Absolutely. Sipping and chilling.
My guys. So, yes, salute. So, John, you first. Please tell our audience a little bit about yourself, sir.
Roger that. All right, I'm John. I am recently divorced. I was married for 14 years. So, prior to that 14 years, I got married around 32, 33. I was married for 14, close to 15 years. Of course, I dated before that.
Okay.
Got divorced, probably been divorced now for the past close to 5 years. So met Reggie on a golf course. Of course, Reggie told me about his mentoring and his coaching in relationships. Not that I received any coaching, but we sparked up a really cool conversation, behind that. So, I'm here with Sip and Chill because of his invitation, one, but also if, of course, I got an opportunity to support the brother, I will absolutely support him. So, hey, I'm happy that he asked me to do this, because I absolutely enjoy talking about relationships.
Fantastic. Welcome, John. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here, man. Mr. Shaw, please share with the audience a little bit about you, my man.
All right. Hey, welcome, John. Nice to see you, my brother. A little bit about myself. Name is Carlton. Originally from North Carolina, so I'm a Southern guy. Southern, raised on Southern values. Let's see, a little bit about myself. I was married early in life. Got married at the age of 27, tender age of 27, and unfortunately divorced by 35. So, hey, 3 kids, and a lot of lessons later, here I am. So I figured I chose to join Sip and Chill. You know, Reggie, you and I we met years ago through a mutual friend. But I chose to join because I feel like, you know, after marriage, the dating game was totally different. The scene was totally different from what I used to prior to marriage. No one gave me any cliff notes or left any breadcrumbs on how to do this thing. So I figured my lessons could probably, you know, help someone else, I'm sure, in their quest for love and happiness. So that's kind of why I joined the group. Glad to be here.
Fantastic. Well, fellas, welcome. And I'm happy to have you here, sincerely. And I hope that we can share. I know we will. I think it's going to be awesome. As you know, I kind of alluded to earlier that this comes from the questions that were posed, and we're going to get to it. So what we want to do initially, so for the audience, what I want you to know is please ask your questions real time. We're going to start with, as a foundation, the questions that were posed. You know, what would you tell them? I want to cover those and then get John and Carlton's buy-in on those, to hear what they have to say, right? So the first part of what we talked about was, what would you tell them? And so let me say this also. To all of you who responded, thank you so very much. Thank you so much, because I recognize totally that you didn't have to. And so I appreciate you taking the time, and your comments and your responses were thoughtful and definitely appreciated. So I certainly wanted to acknowledge you for that. So you're going to hear some of the things you wrote. I'm not saying names, but these are just some of the comments we pulled out from the responses. So as it relates to what would you tell an audience of men who are willing to listen to women, okay? I would tell those that I want to get to know how much I appreciate them for standing with us, protecting us on this journey. Someone else said that many Black women love and respect Black men. You are appreciated, and we need you to live to reach your greatest potential. Someone else, we want and need them. Most of us don't subscribe to that damaging trope of I don't need a man. We desire to be in a fulfilling, affirming relationship. If we seem armored up too often, it's because we feel like we have to. We want to believe that you got it, whatever the issue is. We want you to take care of us. Fair. Someone else said, I would tell them they are loved, always. Lastly, I would tell them to know themselves and be truthful with the woman they encounter. Women and men need one another. However, false introductions set up for eventual failure. So we're going to use that feedback as a launch point. So John, if you have some thoughts on those, what would you tell them? Please share, and then Carlton, we'll switch over to you, sir.
Yeah, those are some awesome things for a man to hear. And I mean, we
100.
did these notes yesterday, and of course I had a chance to read them too. So I mean, they're beautiful to hear. And my only thought behind it is the women that shared those comments. Just when are those things said? You know, it's like it's for a guy to hear early and often. You know, those things are powerful. You know, because I mean, just as a man, as a father, we just so often feel misrepresented, and just like our sacrifices go without honor a lot, and it's like so much of what was said that's some powerful stuff. So I mean, if you're dating, to say something like that up front, like, hey, Black man, it's like, I just want you to know that I honor you before we even get into anything. It's just, I respect Black men. It's like, that's a powerful thing to hear. But I mean, once you get into it, you know, just to hear those kind of things often is powerful.
Absolutely. 100%. Before we get to Carlton, there's a question for you, John. Do you see it from Latanya? Do you see a question?
No.
Okay,
Remember,
Latanya asks her. I got you, my man. Got you. So her question is it surprising to hear these comments from women?
No, not at all. It's not surprising. It's just my only my comment to it is we don't I don't think we hear them enough. I personally have not heard it enough. You know, but to hear that kind of thing is just, hey, I'm looking for that. You know, not that that's my love language. You know, affirmation is not my love language. Touch is, but to hear that kind of thing can go a long way. You know. For sure. That's fair. That's totally fair. And I think encouragement goes for both ways. It's reciprocity. And I think it's really also acknowledgement, right? Just on a principle or the principle of who you are as a person or who I perceive you to be. Now, that means you start out neutrally, meaning I'm starting with respect and we can build from there until we elevate, provided there's no bad behavior that causes you to lose that respect and that honor.
Regard, right.
Absolutely.
Right, exactly. So as long as we treat each other well, that's fine. And we should acknowledge, we should notice, we should compliment and tell men, you know, women tell men, men tell women, hey, listen, you know, I honor you, right? I love you. You know, I love Black women. Whatever your thing is, tell that woman. You know, let her know, let her hear you, just like we need it as well. They do also, right? There's one more question for you, John. Karan asks, are you related to Linnell Honeyblue?
No, I don't know Linnell Honeyblue.
Okay, no worries. It's a question.
Roger that.
Yeah, so Carlton, without further ado, sir, any thoughts on those? What would you tell them? Oh, your mic.
I'm sorry.
Yep. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah, I didn't want to be
there you are.
you know, sipping in it and over stomp my brother while he was talking. So yeah, from those comments, what would you tell them? I definitely appreciate that. You know, I even took those comments back to the private group of brothers that we have a connection to, all the good brothers. I told them, I said, women do really appreciate you, and we would love to hear that. And vice versa, we should tell women that in the same fashion, you know, often and frequently, because like you said, it goes without being said. And like we golf with a lot of brothers. I golf with married guys, single guys, and I asked the single guys, you know, when was the last? I mean, the married guys, when was the last time you were told by your woman that she appreciates you as a protector, as a provider? And you know, the comments that came back were on birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas. When the female messes up and you know, then she'll tell them. So we got to do better as a people.
Right.
As men, we got to tell our women we appreciate them, our Black women, and vice versa. The men would like to hear that coming from the Black queen. But definitely, I appreciate the person for putting that comment in there. What would you tell them?
Well, there were multiple compliments, so appreciate the multiple compliments.
We appreciate it.
Oh, for sure. So you can see them. You should be able to see them, right? So you do see them, Carlton? Can you see the comments coming in?
Carlton does, yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see them.
I can see them.
Okay, fantastic.
Who's that?
John, I'll cover you.
Karan got speedy fingers. She's typing away, ain't she?
Yeah, she is, man. She's very quick. In fact, she's the one for the coordinates. So Karan, you know, we honored your request today, right? And have the coordinates to those single professional quality men. So moving on to, oh, wait a minute. Was there a question that we missed? Because I don't want to do that. Oh, someone said, is it possible for men to honor Black women if they are not able to commit to dating one at a time? Wow. Who wants to take that one? I have a thought on it. The question again, is it possible for men to honor Black women if they are not able to commit to dating one at a time?
So does that mean the black man is dating another race or
Another woman.
another woman?
Another woman. No, just multiple women.
Multiple women? Oh, we're talking about
yeah,
multiple women.
Yeah.
He's playing. He's playing around. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I got it.
So the question is,
Go
can he
ahead,
honor?
John.
Is it possible for a man to honor?
Take it, John.
I take it, and the short answer is no. You know, he can't be honoring any woman if he's still a player. You know, if he's still out there sowing, you know, thinking that that's being a man, then he doesn't understand honor. It's impossible for him to understand honor if he's doing that, because he has to realize that what God has put into his hands, you know, is another person's heart. And if you're running multiple hearts, you're not honoring anything. You're playing games. Hey, just don't let it be my daughter.
Right.
Amen. Amen.
Because I would come at it.
Fair enough. Okay, what you got, Mr. Shaw?
Yeah. Now that I understand the question, it's tough to honor. It's kind of impossible to say you honor a black woman and you're playing the field.
Yeah.
Unless you're totally upfront. Unless you say, hey, I'm dating multiple people. My cards on the table. I'm dating multiple people. I may not be sleeping with all of them, but I'm going out on dates. I'm talking on the phone with multiple women. You know, unless you're upfront, like in that case, then you're honoring the dating per se code. You're being upfront. Now, if you have the woman, that wasn't the question. You're right. So I elaborate a little bit.
Right. Because it's go ahead, Carlton. I'm with you. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you, Carlton. Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
So if you can honor them, if you let it be known that they're one of two or three that you're seeing or dating or you know, pursuing or trying to get to know. Let's just say trying to get to know, because once you see a female you like, after you get to know her and she's piqued your interest, then you should narrow it down. It shouldn't be those two or three. You should be narrowing down the process. Now you're dating a woman seriously. So at that point,
but
the honor comes in.
Keeping it right, but keeping it to the question.
I could not agree more.
Keeping it to the question. There's no honor if you still run it.
I agree, and I agree with that. That's the first thing I said. I agree with you on that.
Right.
If you're being dishonest though, so if your man is being honest, like Carlton was saying, I'm being forthright, then it is honoring because I'm not attempting to take advantage or mislead. Right. If I give you my word, then my word is good. And if my word is proven to be not good, then I'm no longer honoring. See? Correct. So honor means being correct or being forthcoming and forthright with a person. That way you're not taking away their choice. Because if you tell a person, hey, listen, I have other friends, I date other people, they have a choice to continue to get to know you, or they can say, no, I don't want that. It's a zero-sum proposition for me. That's fine. There's no foul in that because it's honest.
I think we're mixing up honor with respect. I respect you enough to tell you this truth, but honor is on a completely different level.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, that's fair.
Listen.
You get me, Reggie?
Please continue. I'm listening. No, share more. You're saying honor's on a different level. So, so in context,
level. I respect you enough. I respect you enough to tell you my truth, to tell you what I got going on. But if I'm honoring you, you know, I'm putting you there. You're there. So I honor is just, I respect you enough to tell you the truth. I tell, you know, women the truth, but it's like if I'm honoring you, I'm esteeming you. I'm putting you, you know, above the rest of the people that I'm respecting. I respect a lot, but who am I going to honor? I just think that so
let's do this. Let's do this because I think it needs to be. It's not as clear, right? Because to say on its face honor, I think it needs more context because respect and honor both are positive. And so when honoring someone, how is it dishonorable to when you respect them? How is that not honoring if you respect?
honor, in my opinion, if I'm honoring, it's just like, you know, if you got a special ceremony, you know, you are the person that's being honored, you know, it's special. You know, it's not a respect ceremony, it's an honoring ceremony. It's like it's held at a greater esteem than just your normal. It's like, so if I'm honoring this person, then
yes,
I don't think respectfully, I don't think the person is going to be okay with me dating multiple people. You know, I don't think that's going to be cool.
Okay, right, but right. Okay, so this is what I think we're missing. Absolutely, if you've given your word that you're dating and we're in a relationship, but we're exclusively dating and exploring possibilities, absolutely with what you're saying. But to honor, how do you get to honor absent of respect? Respecting, because I have to choose you, you have to choose me. And am I dishonoring you because I'm not choosing you off just from hello? No. Or do we get to know each other and before we establish something? Because that's what I'm trying to understand. Respect and honor. Once we have an agreement, then that's what we honor. We're honoring the agreement, and the person is that we're in relationship with is the benefactor of that agreement.
Very good. We're honoring the agreement. The agreement now is above our respect. We come in with respect. We come in respecting each other up front. You're a woman, I'm a man. You respect me in my position. I respect you. But honor is just now, if we get to that point where now we have these, you know, this relationship going on, and this is where we're going to be, we're going to honor that. See, it's a different level. You come in with respect.
Yes.
You know?
Agreed. Honor comes after you're established, correct?
Boom.
That's
got established.
Dude, we agree. That's one point. And that's what the miss was. That's what we agree on, because it's you start with respect and you evolve to honor after agreement.
Gotcha.
Fair? Cool.
Boom, boom.
I like it.
That's it.
This is how we do it, fellas. We work through it. We work through it. This is what's good. All right. So
still sipping.
Keep I know that's right. Oh man. So a lot of people are commenting. Respect is the first level when you're dating to find. Yeah. Someone asks, how do you get to 2 or 3 women at one time? Anybody want to take that?
How do you?
How do you?
That's the question. That's the question. How this is another question. Yeah. How do you get to know? Wait a minute. It moved up on me. Hold up. Wait a minute. I think the question was, how do you get to know? How do you get to know 2 or 3 women at once? I think is what the question was.
That ain't hard.
Yeah.
That ain't hard, but I'm gonna let C-Shot take it.
It was a break. I didn't get the entire question. Say it again. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that next question.
Okay, 1 second. How do you how do you get to know 2 or 3 women at one time? Is the question.
How do you get to know 2 or 3 women at one time?
Go back to your player mode. You know.
I mean, that's very easy. I mean,
is this gonna break some code? Us giving this divulging
no.
This
I mean,
information?
I didn't think it was a secret to that. I mean, it ain't a secret. The way you get to know one woman is the way you get to know 2 or 3. You just continue to do the process. You continue to say hello. You continue to say you smell good. You continue to say you look good. You continue to say you caught my eye. You continue to say smile a little. You're a beautiful woman. You continue to compliment. You don't stop those things. But when you select your female that you want to be with, then you trim back the compliments and the outreach into other women. But if you still want to engage women, you keep that, that mannerism going.
So let's do this. Absolutely. So let's hit it this way. Someone says, is that not playing the field?
It is playing the field.
It is playing the field. Yeah, it is. But the question was, how do you get to know 2 or 3 women?
It ain't hard.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. No, I don't disagree. And I think
we're not condoning it, but that's how it happens. Right.
Right. I think more also to add to that. is if you're someone who's dating, actively dating, and hoping to find and meet and connect with someone that you can potentially build with, that is a process and it is a journey. Dating doesn't mean intimacy, physical intimacy. Dating means getting to know, to see if your values are aligned, if we have similar interests or dissimilar interests, if the things that we don't disagree on don't cause us to want to go away from each other, but we disagree respectfully. We have boundaries. We're emotionally well and healthy, and we're honest and upfront. That's a process. Everyone that you meet isn't going to do that. That's why it's important to be whole before you even begin this process, because too many times broken people are out here wanting to meet someone and they don't even know they're broken and they're just compounding bad behavior. True. So you have to be clear on who you are first before any of this matters. Before you get to whole honoring and respect, you got to be clear with who you are. Okay.
Right. Correct.
And so as it relates to how do you date these different people? I'm sorry.
One more time, John. I was going to jump in, but so, I like to add.
Yeah. So once as you're getting to know someone, people disqualify themselves for whatever the reason, and it's okay. You're not being dishonest or misleading because you say, you know what, it's been great. It's uncomfortable, and that's the problem. That's where ghosting comes. Because when somebody gets too busy, all of a sudden they had time, now they don't have time. You're like, what happened? Because those conversations that you should have had, maybe didn't get had. Or you didn't want to believe, or you didn't want to see whatever signs that were there. But the reality, it's about honesty, it's about openness, and it's about knowing who you are and what you want and what you desire. And that's how you can date, if you will, get to know multiple people to determine if you want to get to know them. Because just because you know people doesn't mean you want to get to know them.
Correct.
You may know of them, but may not want to get to know them deeper or more deeply.
Very good.
Come on, John, what you got, bro?
Oh no, my only ad was going back to what you were saying earlier, and that brokenness, and that is as we come through every relationship, man, men, women, it's like every relationship is going to give you some new baggage, and the bottom line is we all have to deal with our baggage. And when you come out of anything, so having been divorced once, but been divorced after a 14, 15-year marriage, it's like. There's a rebuilding that has to take place, a literal rebuilding where you have to relearn to love yourself, and that love for yourself, because you can't love nobody else. And I know everybody's probably already heard that, but it's so absolute that you can't love another person until you have that love for yourself. So it's like you 100%. Have to rebuild. You got to rebuild yourself. 100%. You got to know who you are, what you're all about, what your value and your worth is as a man. As a man, you got to know your own value and worth going forward, and hey, going forward, hey, this is what I bring. This is who I am. And don't divert from that. That's who I am. This is what I got. This is what I am.
Right. And it's so much more than that, because once you share, you may not like what you hear. The hearer may not like what's shared. But the reality is, there's an acceptance that has to come into play. It's not about what I want anymore. It's about what was told me. More than that, what has been shown me. Because words and actions should be congruent, coming from both sides. I understand that men, and I'll just say this, because we talked about this also yesterday, brothers, that, women are more resilient than men emotionally. They're more emotionally resilient than we are. We don't tend to deal with our hurts well. We don't tend to deal with our brokenness well. And it requires a mature man, an honest man with himself, who's evolved and learned some things, to say, you know what, I want to be better. I want to be better, and I want to be able to show up as a man and as I should for that woman that's for me, right? Because when a man is clear on, just like I said before, when an individual, regardless of gender, is clear on value and worth, their choices reflect that.
Absolutely.
And when they're not, the converse is true.
So
Carlton, what you got,
on that
bro?
point, man, hopefully you're going to go back to that list.
Oh, sure.
Because you just brought up that point about the resiliency of men versus women, but that came from the list, which I thought was some awesome stuff that we could talk about on that from that list.
Oh, okay. Let me make sure I got some questions out of the way, because I don't want to. We're going to get there, John. I promise. I just want to see if I missed some questions, because They're coming in kind of quick.
I
Yeah, we
watch
got
his
some.
show.
We have some good
Watch
questions
his
coming
show
in.
and make sure he's still with us.
Oh, I'm still here.
Yes.
We have some good questions. We have some very good questions and comments coming in. I think we should jump on those, Reg.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm trying to get back up because they were coming in like rapid fire. So let me see.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Karan said, honor comes after agreement. Honor is respect. Someone else said levels and data. There was a question to you guys. John and Carlton, can you name one positive male role model in your life that gave you good advice on pursuing a relationship? And what was that advice? Yeah. My bad.
The crazy thing is I thought about this. I thought about this because it actually stemmed from a response from the questions that you put out there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And
of course.
you know, I don't know if this is going to be, you know, what they're really looking for.
If it's the truth, that's what we want.
Yeah, it's absolute truth. It's absolute truth. And it's it should be pretty eye-opening. But
Right.
one male role model I had was my stepfather. And my stepfather, when it comes to, you know, disciplining me, keeping me straight and narrow, I mean, he was it's still today. We still have a strong relationship today. And even though he and my mother aren't still married, but it's like he and I still have a really strong relationship today because I respect all that he did as a stepfather, you know, but he has been in my life since, you know, in my life. So, I mean, he was at my wedding, you know, he's been at family functions, but there was this point in my previous life, I call my marriage my previous life. There was this point in my previous life where he came over the house and it's like, you know, it's a big party, a lot of people, you know, cookout, you know, so I'm busy, you know, and all, but it's like I'm not having the best day with my spouse. It's not going well. So, you know, coming up, of course, I learned a lot from him, but he was also there from the day I got married through those years. And
Yes.
he made a statement one day, leaving my house, leaving a party. But at the party, he could see that I wasn't 100%.
Okay.
I hadn't been 100% for some time now. But his advice or words of encouragement that day, crazy, but he said something to me and stuck to me until something happened. And he's like, every man knows when he's had enough. So that's the level of encouragement and the level of overseeing that I had from the mentors and the guys that were in my life. If it's an important guy in my life, he's always watching me, literally, always watching me, always looking for cues in me. And he's going to say something on his way out. He's not going to encourage me to do nothing or discourage me from doing anything.
Right.
But he's going to leave a word, a nugget. Every man knows when he's had enough. And I was like, good God. That was powerful. Good God.
Yeah, it's like it's still in your heart. I get it.
It's still there.
Boy,
That touched me.
That Carlton, I tell you, boy. I've been
That
waiting to hear
touched me,
that boy talk.
I know, right?
I've been waiting to hear him talk.
So I'll add to that,
God.
John. I'll add to that. I was pretty much raised, you know, when you have a big family, other family members tend to kind of raise you and keep you straight. So I had a lot of uncles in my life growing up. Going back to the question on role models and things of that nature, my uncles wanted me to be solid as a kid. They want you to have the confidence that you can do anything you want to do or would like to do. They want to build you up so you can be a strong foundation. Now, in the subject of pursuing women, they would give you, they would say, you know, make sure she treats you nice, this and that. You treat her nice, you know, be respectful. But women taught me how to pursue women. You see what I'm saying? My uncles and my role model didn't tell me this is how it was trial and error. So that's what I was on the job training. So when you talk about how to pursue women, and when some of my female friends, and we'll talk, and they'll be like, I can't believe this guy was whistling out his window at me. Well, guess what? It worked for him, and that's why he tried it again. You see what I'm saying? It worked on some woman, and he's trying it again. It's been working for him. Otherwise, he wouldn't try that. So when you say, who taught men how to pursue women? Women are teaching us how to pursue them. When you respond to the ignorance, you have ignorant men that'll continue to do it. But if you raise the bar, then guess what? We're going to raise the bar because we're hunters.
Absolutely.
And if they run fast, we're going to run faster. If they jump high, we're going to jump higher. We on the sit. So I just like to, for the females, or for the women, I know I've seen a comment. So a lot of women don't like the term females. So for the women, you guys raise the bar, and we'll jump to match it.
Very good.
I love it.
Very
I
good,
love it. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Blue. This is what I'm saying. Listen to me. This is awesome. Listen. It's about standards. And if you're clear on your standards, you know when they're not being met. You know when they're being met, and you know when they're being exceeded. It's real clear.
Right.
But when you're not, whatsoever, come what may, is acceptable. You're like, I can't believe this. Well, and it's not. And listen, here's the thing I want you to understand, ladies, please hear me. When men do that, it is not a reflection of you in terms of you did something to warrant it or you invited it. That's not what's going on. Like Carlton said, there's an ignorance that exists in this world in some people. But just as ignorance exists, there's also respect that exists, which is what we've spoken about earlier. And we know how to approach a woman respectfully. We know how to say hello. We know how to address her properly, not via a catcall or yo baby or hey, what's good, girl? No, it's a hello, ma'am. How are you today? See, there's a way to do it. And it's not about game. It's about respect. But because the waters have become so muddied and standards have become so low that it gets cloudy in terms of what is acceptable and what isn't. Because what's unacceptable, unfortunately, has become normal for many people. It's become normalized.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the problem. So this is why it's imperative to get clear on who you are and what matters to you. And oh, by the way, for coaching, if you're not clear on that, bit.ly Coach Reg session, schedule your chemistry session. We can work on that. Because here's the deal. You got to be clear. That's how you move forward positively in your life to attract what you say you desire. Anyway, let's keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah. So Carlton, you got some thank yous. Thank you, bro.
I got some thank you. Okay.
You got some thank yous for saying,
okay.
Thank you, Carlton, because to refer to women as females is disrespectful. Appreciate the effort. In fact, you heard it, but you don't get a cookie. You're cute though. She said you.
I don't get a cookie.
You have another fan, Carlton. You have another fan. You have another fan. You have another fan. You have another fan.
Cut it out.
Oh my God. Okay. Latanya, let's see, what is she saying? That cat call might be sexy if it's coming from your man. Yeah. In an established relationship, it's perfect. But not for some random dude on the street. Yeah, I agree, Tanya. 100%. We all say stuff when we're established because we should. That keeps it hot, right? That keeps it sexy. Okay, so I get all that, but we're not. Once we're established, that's butter. But when we're not, it's rude and disrespectful.
Boom.
Okay. Why do women? Let's see. Someone says, why do some women still turn a blind eye to the good guy who wants to treat them right and desire to be wanted by the guy that treats them the way that they don't want to be treated?
We need a woman. We need a woman on this.
That's a woman.
We need a woman to answer that question.
Yeah, I would like to know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know why a woman makes those choices. I don't know. But yeah,
They still want that bad boy.
Listen, whoever wants to chime in on that, whatever lady or woman wants to chime in on that, please do. If you have a thought, because he's trying to define what is good to her, not because he's working to understand her. Wait. Karan, I see your comment. I'm not sure the context. Is that in response to something, or could you just expound a bit, please? While she's doing that, let's.
Okay.
She just gave. That's her answer. That's her
okay.
answer. Why do some women still turn a blind eye to the good guy who want to treat them right and desire to be wanted by the guy treats them really don't? And she says because. Oh yeah.
Because the good guy is boring. What was the response?
Karan says because he's trying to define, all right. Because a good guy. Oh, Marcus Sills. Okay, I know Marcus. I don't. I didn't see his question, and I'm not sure if it's the same
Marcus
one.
must have asked the question about why do some women
about
turn.
the woman. Okay.
Yeah. It sounded like a guy.
Yeah, and that's.
Thanks, Mark. It sounded like a guy question. Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I'm like, I missed that one. Okay, I wouldn't expect. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Turn the tables a little bit.
Yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
thank you, Karan, for responding to Marcus. Appreciate you. And Marcus, I hope that answers your question, sir. So let's get to some of the questions that were in the group from the questions we posted, right?
Okay.
Right.
In terms of what would you tell them? So John, when we talked about this yesterday, sir, this was coming to you. This was from one of the comments. Will you allow it in, or will you let the hurt of your past prevent it?
Right. So, and I alluded to this earlier, and that's that coming out of anything, you got to rebuild yourself, man or woman. And if he hasn't done that, rebuilt himself, then he's going to deal with all that baggage behind him. So it's a lot of healing that has to happen. And if you don't take the time to heal, you're just going to, you're going to drag this right into the next relationship, drag this right into the next one. You'll never be successful in a relationship. So 100%. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants that encouraging relationship, that one that's full of love. But you got to do your due diligence in healing properly, rebuilding yourself to be able to accept it and to be able to give that love back.
Absolutely. And I think, excuse me, emotional well-being, because we all have hurts, and none of us, all of us have a story. Each of us I've been married and divorced twice. So I know what failed relationships look like. I know what hurt feels like. I know what rebuilding looks like, because I've had to do those things and live through those experiences, and thankfully learn from those experiences, right? So, but it's a choice, right? The thing to remember is we should not avoid the reality of our experience if it led to hurt. We have to pay attention to it so we can figure out, okay, what can I do differently? How can I be better to prevent this from happening, or mitigate the possibility of it happening again? I'm less susceptible if I'm aware, but if I'm not aware, I'm destined to repeat bad behavior and poor choices. We have to be advocates and proponents of healing as men. Why? Because it's our responsibility to be good examples.
Right.
Yeah.
See, women are saying, hey, we want men. Well, guess what, men? We got to be that. But the problem is, and this is why I wanted you guys here, and I'm so glad you are, because you are those examples. We do exist. We're not flipping unicorns. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Right.
All right.
So I want to add to that, Reg. I want to add a piece to that.
Yes, sir.
So let's go. Let me see, where can I start? Opening yourself up for love. That's what kind of where we were at.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. At 100%. Yes.
Open yourself up for love, to be loved. So here's the thing. We talked about men and how we pursue women, right? So look at this. Men pursue women They find out everything about the woman, what they like, what they don't like, you know, their favorite foods, their favorite wine, because we're whining and dining. We're pursuing them. We get to know them. We getting it, you know, we getting it down to their core values, what's priority in their life, you know, and where they place these values and what value they place on certain things, right?
Yes.
When does the woman get to know her man? If you wonder why he's not letting you in or showing you the love, have you gotten to know him, or is it just one way? So does he know all your secrets, your ins and outs, like a Rubik's Cube, but you don't know who this guy is? Right? So now you're trying to understand like why he's doing the things he do. Where's his values? You know, what things do he place importance in his life? Have you pursued him? And then when it doesn't work out because the guy chooses to move on, she's like, oh, he didn't let me love him. But did you ever get to know him?
Boom.
Or were you the only one talking at dinner while he paid the bill? I'm not taking a stab at nobody, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I've been on a lot of dates where women talk the entire night, and I said nothing, and they haven't noticed I haven't said anything. And I paid a bill, and they were like, I had such a great night. And I'm like, I'm ready to speed off. Yeah, I had a terrible night. You didn't let me say anything.
You didn't let me say nothing.
You didn't let me say nothing.
It's all about her.
Dig it. Come on, Carlton.
So I understand. I love women to talk. I love to know. You want to know your woman, they have a lot to give. Yeah. But crack that code of that man. And it's going to be hard because men aren't that vocal. So you got to ask questions. You got to understand, you know, what his values are, what he sees important in life, you know, those type things. And that's how you get to know him. And when you start to put interest in things he finds interesting, he's going to open up. And you're going to start to see a different guy.
Very good.
Wow. That is, Carlton, please continue because I want to add something to what you just said, sir.
I'm good. I'm going to turn it back to you, Coach, because I know we only have 13 minutes. Yeah. I know we have you only paid us for an hour, Red.
I'm about to say, our
contract. Fair enough, fellas. Fair enough. So let me just say this. Let me say it, man. In addition to what you said, I love what you just said because what it says is that men, we are paying attention even though the perception may be that we're not. Because I've said this what I'm about to say to women. I've said this for a number of years, is that women do not have the market cornered of desiring a fulfilling and quality relationship with an available quality person. You don't have the market. You may spend more time in that space. You may occupy because it does take us a little longer to get to that space where we're settled and we desire something significant and to focus on one person, but it has to be the right person. Correct. But when we get there, we're equally frustrated. Although we don't occupy that space of desire as long, we're equally frustrated because it takes time to find that person. Because that person that we're meeting, those different people that we're meeting, back to that question about how do you get to know multiple people, this is how. Yep. Because you're not, it's highly unlikely that you're going to date someone and that's the person that you want to build and grow with and share. It doesn't work that way because guess what? That person has a story also. They have experiences also. They have some hurt, some damage, all those things, just as we all do.
Right.
But the people who have taken time to do the work to say, hold on, this isn't about me and my hurts. Let me be quiet and listen to this person and ask some questions to understand what matters to them. Yes. This is not a lopsided proposition. It is a reciprocal one. And so what Carlton is saying is spot on. So when you go out on a date and then when you, he said, the lady says, had a great time and she didn't ask him a thing about him. She may not even know his last name.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's the insensitivity. But so please understand, ladies, men and women, we all are equally frustrated. This is why the conversations are so important to have. And not just have them to check a box, but to actually pay attention and listen to what is shared and make your determinations predicated upon it. Not what you hoped for, not what you imagined or dreamed, but more around what is. All right, I'm not fussing. I'm just saying.
Coach.
Amen.
Speak.
Amen.
Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah. So, fellas, I know we're getting close on time. I'm gonna try to get through these. There's one more
Okay.
question, not one more, but there's a question on. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. What outside of physical, emotional, and intellectual attraction will keep a man's attention from wandering? Meaning, she clarifies her question. If the woman is intelligent, emotionally attentive, and sexually pleasing, what would encourage the man to violate the relationship?
Would encourage them to do it? Encourage them to
Correct.
violate it?
Yeah, she's
Okay,
basically saying,
so
why, if you got all those things, why would you step out?
why would you step out? My first response would be immaturity. You know, it's like I don't get that. I don't get if you already committed, if you as a man have committed to this, and hey, you saying, I trust you with my heart. I trust you with everything I got.
Right.
So, hey, if opportunity, if you put yourself in a position for an opportunity to overcome you, and you step into that opportunity, then I think there's still some immaturity on the man's part that he has to deal with. You know, because all those things, hey, I can't say that there's another thing a man is looking for. It sounds like I got a perfect partner. If all those boxes are checked, I got a perfect partner.
100%.
Why would I want to destroy something like that?
Exactly.
So it's maturity. You know, it comes with maturity.
Yes.
Okay,
Carlton,
come on, see.
I got a church finger up. So here's the thing. You're right, Blue. I think it's a level of immaturity. I run with a lot of fellas. I ran with a lot of guys back in the day. You have guys that are just selfish and greedy by nature. It's nothing you're going to do to keep them faithful.
Yep.
That's their core. And I don't know where it came from, where it started. I don't know what happened in their early development or what, but they're just greedy, selfish, and it's nothing you can do.
Nothing you could do.
They get that opportunity, and they might not take every opportunity, but if that's in their core, it's nothing you can do to satisfy them. Totally. Right? So you try to find that out in the beginning. Those type of, that's just who they are. Otherwise, I would say, it's maturity, because the guy who has everything, that's all he wants, security.
Yeah.
He wants security. He wants something solid. He wants something he can depend on. Just like a female, a real dude, that's what they want. So, I mean.
Okay, Carlson. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's
Please.
it. That's what I would say. Those guys exist. And it's like I said, there's nothing you can do. You can have everything.
Yeah, that is spot on. And I think too, along with emotional maturity and greed, I think to add to that is choice. Because like John alluded to with emotional maturity, when those boxes are checked, a mature man, an emotionally mature man, he's not going to risk losing that.
No.
Because he knows how long it took to find that ish. That don't just grow on trees.
Right.
And if at your core, to your point, Carlton, if at your core you are a solid human being based on your character and integrity, and it matters to you, then that's likely a choice you're not going to make.
Correct.
Or risk you're willing to take.
Correct.
See? But when you are not that, you get that. And let me say this, ladies, I need you to hear me. For a man,
are they listening?
it's about an emotional connection. It is not about how sexy you are. It is not about how smart you are. It speaks to what Carlton said. If my heart is drawn to you, and I believe and perceive yours is drawn to me, it becomes an inexplicable thing. And so when it's inexplicable, you can't explain it. So you're like, my God, this is different. That's how you know it's rare. If it looks like everything else, you're not going to be able to pick it out. But when it shows up, you're like, man, this is what I've been waiting for, hoping for. Listen, It's an individual choice. No one can answer that for you. It's an individual call. And so it's emotional maturity. It's who you are at your core. And if you are a solid person, your choices are going to reflect that. You're not going to add some hurt to somebody's life who didn't ask for it when they don't deserve it just because you agree. That's not cool. And you get what comes with that if you are that person. Nobody sets out to intentionally hurt and tear down someone they say they love. Not just word, but deed.
Right.
Because listen, let me say this also. I'm not talking about perfection, because we all are flawed and fallible. And sometimes that one decision that we make can destroy it all. But thank God for forgiveness, and thank God for a second chance, and thank God for grace. Doesn't mean it's going to get extended in that relationship. Let me be very clear. But you live to see another day.
Hey, Reg.
Yes, sir.
I just want to let you, can you communicate to Karan? I see her comments, and I appreciate her. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to remove that word from my vocabulary.
What word?
But the F word.
She hears you. I'm
gonna start saying women and woman. I'm gonna work on that, Karan. Nice. But after 46 years, it takes some time to get certain things out of my system. It's gonna take more than an hour. I appreciate you being patient with me.
It's gonna take more than an hour.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
But I know she's a patient woman. She sounds intelligent and patient.
So fellas.
Yes, sir.
Let me bounce to the group quickly because we're about to wind this up. Are there any additional questions before we go? Yeah, I definitely appreciate this conversation. Thank you for your questions. I apologize if we missed them, but we are kind of running short on time. Yeah, so if there's some additional questions you want to ask before we go, please put those out in the group, in the chat, so we can see them. And if not, that's okay. I hope this was fun. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope hope it provided some perspective that perhaps you didn't have before. Thank you to the men and women who participated in today's Sip and Show. A pleasure to have you, and thank you for being here. Thank you for, again, your participation and your questions. Yeah, so we're waiting on questions to come. Carlton, John, any parting thoughts before we get out?
Hey, man, I had a great time. From the rehearsal yesterday, I kind of knew this was going to be a good time today. Hey, I appreciate you, and I hope I did your environment some good. I hope I did good in my supporting
appreciate you, sir.
I look forward to future Sip and Chills. I'll be sure to bring my sip, because it is an hour, it's a long hour. But I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to participate, brother.
Thank you for being here, John. I appreciate you, sir. So much.
Likewise,
Mr.
Reg.
Shaw.
Likewise, my brother. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the Sip and Chill community for allowing us to speak tonight. Not beating us up too bad, but just listening to a couple of things we had to say. And we're only two guys out there. It's a lot of great guys out there. Two perspectives. Yeah, so, take it for what it's worth. File it away in your memory bank. Use it. Some of the tad bits if you need them. But definitely, we're here to help each other. We want to see everyone successful, regardless of which direction you're going. Yep.
Absolutely. And I think there was a comment about it was great conversation. You almost do this again. That's cool. Tanya asked, "Can we do a battle of sexes?" We'll look at that, Tanya, see how that works. I'm not sure how to put that together, but yeah, definitely we're going to file that away and see if we can make it happen. I think that would be great. I think that would be healthy to have men and women in these conversations, real time, and then taking questions in the same concept, same format. So yeah, this is great. Fellas, thank you. Listen, before we go, listen, you guys know how to reach me, Coach Reg. If you are interested in coaching or would like to schedule your no obligation chemistry session, you can get out to my link, bit.ly Coach Reg session to schedule your time. and we can see if we can help you. I'm pretty sure we can serve and support you and help you achieve your relationship goals, be you man or woman. I work with my clients are high achieving professional men and women who have attained many of their professional goals, not yet have the interpersonal relationship that best serves and or complements them. And if there are areas that they want to work on specifically and improve upon, that's where coaching can serve you. So if that's you, bit.ly Coach Reg session, and let's talk about it. Listen, have a fantastic weekend. Thank you, John. Thank you, Carlton. Love you, brothers. See you soon on the golf course, of course. Right?
For sure.
Have a fantastic weekend.
All right, my dude.
Hey, listen, sip and chill. Love you guys. I'm Coach Reg, and I love. See you soon. Bye.
See you, my brother.